Imagine waking up one morning and discovering your entire government has moved 350 kilometers away into the heart of a jungle. For centuries, a capital city was a fixed point, a symbol of history, identity, and stability. But right now, that map is being torn up. From sinking megacities to $60 billion desert fortresses, nations are abandoning their old seats of power. But why now? And what happens to the people left behind? In January 2026, Equatorial Guinea did the unthinkable. They left Malabo, their capital city, clinging to the Atlantic coast behind. The government, embassies, and key institutions all relocated to Ciudad de La Paz, a city built entirely from scratch in the middle of a rainforest. The official reasons were simple: security, relief from Malabo, and a more central location. But the real story, a total transformation of the nation's DNA. Entire communities, jobs, and power structures were uprooted overnight. But Africa's only Spanish-speaking country isn't the only one rethinking where central powers sit. The next major move is coming in 2028, in Indonesia. This is Jakarta, Indonesia's capital, a megacity of 42 million people, ranked on some lists as the most populous city in the world. But it has a fatal flaw: it's literally disappearing. Built on swampy soil along the Java Sea, parts of the city are sinking up to 25 centimeters a year. For decades, residents pumped groundwater to survive, forgetting that water once supported the very ground beneath their feet. Now, entire neighborhoods are collapsing like wet sponges. Floods are relentless, streets are turning into rivers, and climate change is only making it worse. So instead of fixing it, Indonesia decided to move it 1,300 kilometers away. Deep in the jungles of Borneo, a $33 billion sci-fi city is rising, Nusantara. The vision is dazzling: flying taxis, AI-driven infrastructure, and government buildings climbing out the forest like something from a futuristic movie. It's supposed to be a carbon-neutral paradise, a smart forest city. The reality? Construction started in 2022. But investors are hesitant, timelines are tight, and the government wants thousands of civil servants relocated by 2028. Critics are calling it a white elephant. Will Nusantara become the blueprint for the future? Or just a ghost town carved out of one of the most biodiverse jungles on Earth? Even on the ground, the dream clashes with reality. Rising crime and displaced communities are making it clear: building a utopia from scratch is never simple. While Indonesia is running from water, Egypt is running from people. Its capital, Cairo, is home to 22 million. Its streets are chaotic and traffic is a major issue. The government solution? Build a city in the desert, the aptly named New Administrative Capital, or NAC for short. 45 kilometers east of Cairo, a $58 billion mega project rises in a barren wasteland. Tallest skyscraper in Africa? Check. Largest cathedral in the Middle East? Check. A green river park flowing through the desert? Check. Thousands of cameras monitoring streets as a smart city network? Check. On April 2nd, 2024, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi was sworn in there, officially inaugurating NAC as the new administrative heart of Egypt. Cairo is one of the densest cities on Earth, with roughly 19,000 people packed into every square kilometre. The NAC isn't just a move, it's a pressure valve release. But the city isn't just solving congestion, it's raising questions. Is this a functional solution for citizens? Or a luxury fortress for elites, isolated from the unrest and chaos of Cairo? The new administrative capital is an audacious gamble. Billions spent, millions impacted, and a stark question looming: who is this city really for? And the trend is spreading. In Iran, leaders are openly discussing leaving centuries of history behind, moving the capital from Tehran. Crowded, polluted, and under environmental stress, Tehran suffers from water shortages and land subsidence. Officials are considering a new seat of government further south along the Gulf of Oman, in the Makran coastal region. The pitch: a fresh start in a less crowded, more sustainable location with strategic access to trade and chance to relieve Tehran's unbearable pressure. The challenge: moving millions of people and entire institutions is logistically daunting and massively expensive, especially given Iran's ongoing economic struggles. In South Sudan, Ramseyl, a planned capital city in the geographic heart of the country, has been in the works for over a decade. But the move from Juba is currently a blank slate. No highways, no utilities, just ambition on paper. But in a nation with fragile infrastructure and political uncertainty, blank slates can quickly turn into money pits. Even smaller countries are taking monumental risks. Capital relocation is no longer a luxury, it's becoming a necessity for survival. This isn't a modern trend, nations have been moving capitals for centuries. Take Nigeria. In 1991, they switched their capital city from Lagos to Abuja, a central location to unify a divided country. In Kazakhstan, Almaty was once the capital city, but in 1997 they switched to Astana, a strategic power consolidation in the north. And perhaps most famously in 1960, Brazil shifted their capital Rio de Janeiro to Brasilia, an architectural marvel and a social experiment. From the sinking streets of Jakarta to the desert megacity of Egypt, the race to build capitals from scratch is accelerating. These cities promise utopia, clean, green, smart and hyper-efficient. But they are also colossal gambles. Tens of billions of dollars, millions of lives, and the weight of national ambition hang in the balance. So here's the question, which new capital city would you want to live in? Let me know in the comments, and if you want to explore more of the world's evolving map, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.